All right, guys. Thank you for hopping on our What is Coaching info session. We just really want to kind of chat with you guys about, I don't know, life right now, but also kind of give you some details on the business that I've built from home for the last 9 years. And my girl Kathy is going to share a little bit about working from home with a real job and with her job that just got moved to home, as well as her Beachbody business. But I think first we just thought we'd kick it off and like be real with, like, how is everyone? Is everyone surviving out there with or without a drink tonight?
Maybe you just want to throw in the chat, like, how was your day? Like, how are you feeling?
The chat. How was your first official day working at your office at home, Kathy?
Well, I only worked for 2 hours because it's my daughter's birthday. She's 16 today. So I was like, okay, I'll just work a couple hours just to kind of get a feel for things. But honestly, like, I'm kind of wondering where it was all my life. I'm like, I think I'm going to like this. And I can just leave it tucked away in my bedroom.
Right?
And yeah, it went well. So
I love that. I think, I don't know. I know when I worked in corporate America full time, I did plenty of screwing around while at work. I found plenty of time to like go golfing and take long lunches. So, I mean, to me, when, I started working from home, I was like, oh, I got this, right? I mean, you have those moments where you have to be disciplined about your time and what you need to get done. And I always try and function from a list. But at the same time, I'm like, if I could do that in corporate America, I know I could totally do it from home.
Yeah, I mean, really, you just have to be like, I just feel like, okay, if the door's shut, don't talk to me. I got to stay focused on this. Yep. And I think it's like less distractions than being in an office setting. Do you know what I mean? Like the phone.
Because Susan isn't like showing up with brownies.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Treats in the break room.
Yeah. It's funny when
like gossip. I totally lived in an office with like a bunch of gossip, so that was always like a huge distraction.
But I actually work with somebody she's an introvert just like me. And I'm like, how's your first day at home? She goes, I freaking love it. She goes, where's this bed? So it's kind of fun.
This is amazing. Yeah. I remember when I was still in corporate America and we just had our first baby. So Audrey was just born. And I primarily worked with concert promoters who were like all over the US, mainly like, East Coast and West Coast. And so all I did was talk on the phone. That was my job, was talking on the phone to concert promoters and buying advertising. So 95% of my job was either on the phone or on a computer. And I remember asking back in the day, so like how many years ago was this? She's about to turn 13 on Friday. So 13 years ago, I remember asking like, could I work from home? And my proposal was like 2 or 3 days at home. And they told me no. They told me that I could work like one afternoon at home. Otherwise, they were going to need me in the office. And I just kind of feel like maybe today's world is changing a little bit. Like more people are working from home or telecommuting. I mean, here we all are on Zoom tonight. Like it's no big deal. And my daughter actually hopped on a class today on Zoom, which I thought was kind of fun. They did like a virtual math class. And she's having her birthday party on Zoom on Friday.
Yeah, that's what my daughter did today. I'm like, I got her friends all together and I gave them a link and I'm like, here at 3:00, why don't you just hop on? And they were on for an hour. Like they had so much fun just catching up and chatting.
That's awesome.
It was really kind of cool.
I know. So while we're all physically staying at least 6 feet apart, we can still be here socially with our wine and have a little happy hour. I love it. I love it. Well, I think we hope everyone is making it at home okay and doesn't want to kill their husband. For me, it's not the kids, whatever. They're fine. It's the husband up in my grill. I'm not used to having him home, and he is not used to being home. He is not dealing very well. So He's been fishing and golfing a lot. So, all right. So let's kind of hop in. We'll transition over. Of course, you guys can ask any questions you may have in the chat, but we'll kind of lead into what we wanted to chat with you guys about tonight, about building a business from home or a second income from home, something you could do from home, especially with the advent of now everyone working out at home. I feel like some of us that are on here tonight, we've been working out at home for quite a while. But apparently now it's all the new rage is to work out at home and get a great sweat in at home. And now that's really what's trending is gyms and studios close across the US. So for us, health and fitness has always been something that has been at the forefront of, our health and taking care of ourselves. And, for me, it started with just wanting to get healthy and fit after having two babies. And I literally had a toddler and a newborn at home. And I was like, I can't go to a gym. And it was also the dead of winter and there were germs. So I basically just decided to work out in my basement at nap time. And that's totally how I started. I'd heard of P90X, I'd heard of Insanity, I'd watched the infomercials back in the day millions of times and never ordered. But decided to jump in with a different program that I did a little research on. I was like, ooh, 5 days a week, 35 minutes, like that's my speed. So I started with a program called Chalene Extreme, which maybe a couple of you have heard of. And I just thought, I'm going to do this workout at home at nap time and lose the baby weight finally and kind of get a control on my nutrition and my fitness. And I was like a month in and I was already down like 6 pounds, 9 inches, feeling amazing. I was starting to follow the meal plan a little bit more and I realized how simple it was to eat like this. And I was like, okay, I kind of want to try like the shake too. I'd heard about Shakeology. I was curious about it because I was a total foodie and I'd looked at the label. I was really impressed and I was like, I'm going to just try it. And so I actually asked my coach for a sample and she sent me one and it was chocolate and amazing. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, now I'm going to need this shake. And I remember telling my husband, I was like, okay, for this month, like I'm just going to get the shake. It's, delivered to my door, skip Starbucks, skip Panera, skip go into like, I don't know, I used to hit the drive-through all the time with myself, with the kids, whatever was easy for lunch. I was a horrible lunch eater. I hate sandwiches. So for me, this just seemed so easy. I'm going to have a shake instead. And it was chocolate and I was obsessed. So I got my box of shakes and I was like, I'm just going to do this for a month and see what happens. And at the end of that month, I was down 12 pounds along with like my working out and eating better and adding in Shakeology. And I was like, wait, this is amazing. Why is every like busy mom out there not doing this? And that was like that moment in my mind where I was like, maybe I should be a coach. I like literally knew nothing about this part of the business. But there was something inside of me that was like, I feel like I should tell all of my friends about this. And I shared a few posts on social media. I only had Facebook at the time and like 150 friends. But I just posted like very vague, boring posts about what I was doing. And I actually had women saying like, what are you doing? Or what's working for you? Or how did you already lose 12 pounds? And it was like that moment. So just like on a random Tuesday afternoon, I signed up to be a coach over 9 years ago. And that was all she wrote. And I just decided like at that point, I'm going to build this business from home. I'll just do, this will be something that I'll add on at nap time or nighttime and make it work. And I just kind of like dug into the training, into the community, and really fell in love with the positivity that I was surrounded by and the new friends, the new fit fam that I had. And I thought, why, like, more moms should be doing this. And I just slowly started inviting friends and acquaintances and gals from mommy groups and play dates to jump in and join me. And the crazy thing was, I started to realize a lot of other moms were looking for something like that. Now it's kind of exploded within the past week. Even our CEO has been on like a bunch of TV shows talking about the explosion in the demand for working out at home, which I think we all feel right now. If you have if you're a coach, or if you have a coach that's, sent you some free workouts or a 14-day free trial, it's definitely, I think, at the forefront of everyone's mind right now. But I just decided to run with it and have it be a business for myself and my family. And initially, I wasn't thinking anything, more than I want to make $100 a week to help, you know, never have to put groceries on a credit card again was my really big thing, or diapers. Because my husband only got paid once a month, and it was always at the end of the month. So I felt like all those weeks in between waiting for a paycheck were really tight and stressful. And I thought, if we had this $100 a week, that's $400 a month. I was like, that was no more groceries on a credit card. Maybe that was like me tucking away some money for a rainy day, or to be able to get something for my girls, or to help us pay down debt. And once I hit that $100 a week mark, it was kind of like this aha moment of like, maybe it could be like $300 a week or $500 a week. And as I started to hear of other coaches having those kinds of success, that was like my light bulb moment of thinking like, okay, I could do this too. And I just started plugging in and helping people and getting them started with our products and helping them begin to change their life, have a transformation, and want to share about it. I mean, I'm a total introvert. I love working from home. I've been home for 9 years. This really isn't a new deal for me over here. Um, but I love connecting with and inspiring other women to like take charge of their health and fitness. And the biggest thing I've realized is it's really empowering. For me, it was really empowering. It was a huge confidence boost. And I went from like never posting a photo of myself or even wanting to be in a picture with my family to like not wanting to miss out on moments, and being compelled to take a before and after photo to inspire someone else, and wanting to be able to save up and take my family on a summer vacation or a spring break. And it really just gave me the confidence to go for all of those dreams and goals that I had for my family. And the thing was, is I started to notice like this trickle down effect of other coaches on our team wanting and going after those same things. So I feel like that's a good segue maybe to like, Kathy, I want you to share a bit of your story, because I know we're definitely different, but we have some similar things in being moms and, really doing this for our family.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I've been coaching for 5 years. And of course, when I started, like, it was like totally something off the table, right? And I started on a whim because my first challenge group literally met a stranger on the internet, and on a random Sunday night when I was like sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I hated Mondays. I was probably, if you like Googled negative Nelly, I'm pretty sure my picture would pop up because I was super negative. And I would take that out on my kids. Like I wasn't eating well enough. I knew I wasn't eating well enough because it was affecting my mood. And I have a family history of diabetes and things like that. So it was definitely something that was on my mind. And I'm like, okay, like enough's enough. I need to do something about this. And when I started, it was purely like a physical thing. I just wanted to, number one, feel better, but I wanted to, like, I had no confidence in my own body. Like I just never had from high school on. I was always the skinny girl. who always had people making comments, but inside I was like, ugh, like I just don't like the way that I feel. So it's a lot of a mindset shift for me. Um, so I signed up 2 weeks in. Literally was a game changer for me. I started drinking Shakeology, which I was like loving because I was the girl who would down anything from like Target or Walmart, like on my way to work, and then be starving by 10 o'clock and wonder why. And then I was in this vicious nutrition cycle, which would never work for me. I tried every diet, everything under the sun, spent hundreds of dollars on crap stuff that my husband was like up to here with me on. He's like, no more. So when I signed up, I actually did not tell him right away. I literally thought about it for 20 minutes. I told my coach that I would be like, I'll get with you in the morning. I need to sleep on it. Rolled around in bed for 20 minutes. I'm like, no, I just need to do this. I'm like, I've spent $140 on dumber things in my life. Like, I need to make this work. So I did. And 2 weeks in, I was loving it. I was having the support from a challenge group. People I didn't know at the time, like literal strangers on the internet, right? Like everybody's probably like, oh my gosh, strangers. But these people were supportive. My coach was helping me figure out my nutrition. I got up in the morning, like, and I felt like I had a purpose. Like, oh, I got to check in with the group. Oh, what are they doing today? Oh, they're cheering me on. And as a mom of 3, and at the time, the kids weren't near as busy as they are now. So if anybody has little kids and you think you're busy, like I never believed people when they told me like, wait till they get older, it gets worse. And now I got it 3 times because I have a high schooler, a middle schooler, and an elementary kid. So it's crazy busy. On top of that, I work 40 hours a week at my job, which I enjoy. But man alive, it's like I was coming and going, right? I was the mom who would go to work, come home, make dinner, try to keep up on the laundry and all that fun stuff, homework, bath, bed, rinse, repeat, never any time for me. And it wasn't until I actually got into this challenge group that I was like, oh, hey, wait, like I'm missing this. I'm missing connecting with other women because my mom friends were doing the same thing I was doing. So we would not talk to each other for a long period of time. I didn't have the connection that I needed or wanted in my life. But this gave me an outlet for that. So 2 weeks in, I did the atypical thing, which most people don't do, is message your coach and be like, I don't know what this coach thing is about, but I'm pretty sure I need to do that. At this point in time, I told my husband that I got a challenge pack, and then I signed up to be a coach and didn't tell him that part. But he's been super supportive since day one. Like he's never batted an eye at it. I told him, I said, I'll give it 6 months. Like if things don't, if this, you know, if the business part, like I had no clue, no social media background. I had like 300 Facebook friends. I have a degree in human services. I have known nothing about technology. I'm challenged in that area, still am today, but hey, like YouTube and a Google search bar have helped me so much. And all the resources we have as a team. But literally, like, I had to adapt the concept of like no more like stop, go, black, white mentality and go with like, okay, like my heart was telling me I needed to do this. And for the first time ever, instead of writing, you know how most people, when you want to make a decision, like write down this piece of paper, you put a line down the middle and you're like, reasons to do this, reasons not to do this. Like for the first time in my life, I didn't do that. And I was just like, no, I'm just going for it. It's $40 sign up. I got reimbursed. It was like nothing. So I was investing $140 into myself. And I'm like, I needed this. And I knew how good I felt 2 weeks in. And I knew that there were mom friends who were sitting at dance class and sitting at these baseball games that needed that too, because that's what we talked about, right? Like how we're so busy and how we had no time for ourselves and how we just didn't know how to eat correctly. And we're just trying to make time for workouts and just wanted to feel good in our own skin and kind of be like, find ourselves again after having being the role of mom. And I figured, gosh, if I can just like help enough people to pay for my product, then my husband's off my back about the cost. I'm making it work. I'm not spending hours and hours doing another job that seems like a task, right? And it wasn't that at all. It actually ended up being the most fun thing. And I look forward to it every day now. So I had the intention of being able to pay for my product, helping a couple people a month. And it started that way. It started slow, and it always starts slow, right? Like good things always take time. That, you know, just like planting your garden, you don't have a head of broccoli in a week, right? It takes time. So I had to have the patience with that too. But it helped me create two things that I didn't have in my life before: consistency with taking care of myself and really learning how to fuel your body correctly with the nutrition. Like, I just feel like we have such an entire, like the whole entire package and the whole entire puzzle piece, that it was like a one-stop shop, right? Like, I didn't have to go get one piece here, one piece there, and then end up paying so much money for it. And I had it all right in one area. So I put those all together, and from that, was able to be consistent. And I, like, literally, I have not missed a day in 5 years, between the Shakeology, between the workouts. And the second piece that I needed was accountability, because I used to have my fitness pal. And I tell my team this all the time, and they're probably sick of hearing this story, but it's so true. I would have my fitness pal on my phone, and I would track, right? Like, put in everything I eat for 3 days. And then usually about day 3 or 4, me and Snickers, we were getting along like this. So anytime I got stressed, I'd eat a Snickers, and then I'm like, what, my fitness pal? Like, I don't know where that app is. I just forget to put it in there, right? So I had like zero accountability, zero, zilch, nada. And I don't know about you, but husbands are super supportive in a lot of areas, but I just don't feel like guys understand that. I just don't feel like they do, right? So I kept going off of that cycle. Here I had the accountability, right? Like, I had to get up in the morning, and I'm like, oh, I have to do this because I'm helping other women do the same thing, which some people might seem as like a task. But for me, I'm like, oh, it's empowering. It helped me to gain the confidence that I needed, because I was the girl who would wear the baggiest clothes ever, because I'm like, I just don't like the way I look, because I wasn't eating properly. So then I didn't feel good. So how the dominoes go down that way. So I had those two things going for me. And it just, like, I feel like the community part of it, I feel like other moms needing oh no, I'm frozen. I was frozen for a second. I hope that good. Okay. Keep saying my internet's unstable, and I don't know why. I swear every time I want to do a call like this, it decides to flip a switch. So by having those two things, like, I got skin in the game, right? So I have the consistency, I have the accountability. Coffee in the morning has helped me to develop that morning routine and be consistent with that, and be consistent for my clients and my customers and my coaches. So through that, like, in the last 5 years, not only have I gained the confidence, not only have I gotten in the best shape of my life, I just turned 42 last week, but I feel good. And I feel good because I've been able to change the way that I think about things, right? I used to think that go to college, get the degree, get the husband, have the kids, the end, right? Like, happily ever after. But that wasn't the case for me, and I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. I actually went back to get a degree when Derek was like 7 years ago. So I had like 3 kids under 8, and I went back to school and was working full time. And I didn't feel fulfilled after I had that degree, and I got a different job. I'm like, okay, this is it. Like, something's missing. This is that missing piece for me. So I make that work in the cracks of my day. If you watch me on Instagram, I'm like,
Is Kathy frozen for anyone else? Sad. Okay, well, I'm like,
missing.
yay, you're back.
Oh, I've been talking all this time just to myself. Crap.
It was like a good frozen screen though.
Awesome. I'm sorry. Oh,
You're good.
Hooking out my
I totally resonated with like 2 of the points you were making. And one of them was the accountability piece. Like, that was a game changer for me, because I had sucked just showing up for myself, but I was willing to show up for others. And
Mm-hmm.
that became like a game changer. Like, I got invested in these girls that were part of this challenge group, and we all wanted results, and we were all checking in, and like it just became like this thing I looked forward to most during my day was just to see how everyone else was doing and like cheer someone else on, or if I was having a bad day, they would cheer me on. And that just, I was willing to show up for them too.
Yeah, and it
And
makes it fun, you know, because
yes.
you're not in it alone. And I really resonated with like, and I talk to my team about this a lot too, is that it's just as it's like you take care of your kids, right? Like when you become a parent, you don't get to put your kids like somewhere and be like, oh, I'm going to check you out for the day like a library book, right? Like you don't do that if you don't feel like being a parent. Just like this has helped me learn the importance of taking care of myself, so that is just a non-negotiable, right? Just like you're a parent, like self-care is non-negotiable. And it's just really been an eye-opener for me to know that I have to take care of me, number one, so I can be there for them, but number two, to role model for them what hard work looks like, what like dreams, visions, goals, like the things that I write in my book every single morning that are coming to fruition. Like that's just not some magical BS. That's not like unicorn stuff. Like that's for real when you do the hard work, when you put in the grit on the weekend or during your lunch break, or maybe when your friend asks you to do something and I'm like, nope, I need an hour to do this, you know? So it's there. It's just something that just takes time. You have to dig deep and you have to really like be consistent with that. But this allows you to be able to do that. So now working from home, it's going to look a little bit different, but I still fit that hour in. And maybe sometimes that's a power half hour, right? So you can work this business in as little as 30 minutes a day up
Mhm.
to, you know, you get to decide that. You get to create what that schedule is because it's yours.
Yeah, that's totally how I started. I remember like I would do a little training and then I would go try and implement what I'd just learned, you know, whether it was sending a message or writing a different kind of post today.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just do like while I was nursing my daughter, starting dinner, or at night after they went to bed. Like I just fit it in because it was important to me. And I knew same that like fulfillment piece, like beyond career, beyond motherhood. Like I knew that I wanted to stay at home with our girls, but I knew I needed to have some sort of income. So when I started to realize that maybe this could be it, I went all in, like a little bit harder every single day, every
Mm-hmm.
single week, every single month, knowing that the time I was investing slowly compounded over time. Um, and for me, I mean, it just, like you mentioned, like it was fun. It didn't feel like work. Like I was sitting down and
Not at all.
helping people. I was working on things that I was passionate about. And I, you know, whether I was creating a training or setting up a new, you know, boot camp or whatever it was, like I was enjoying what I was actually doing. And so it didn't really feel like work. And I mean, yeah, I definitely worked some 40-hour weeks while I was building my business, but no business out there that you want to build, especially if you're thinking like, you know, whether it's part-time income or definitely if we're talking like full-time income or six-figure income, you're going to have to put in like the work and the hustle that building any business would entail. um, we're not here to tell you any differently about that, but it's definitely like the opportunity is definitely there.
Yeah, and it just comes down to being intentional with your time, right? Like
Yes.
we all have 24 hours in a day. So I like to say that I gave up. Like I loved Real Housewives of Orange County. Like legit, like you weren't going to talk to me. I wouldn't answer my phone. Like that was my thing. I gave that up. Do I miss it? Absolutely not. Right. Like, so you replace that with a personal development book. You just start really analyzing your 24 hours and you're like, wow. So just being intentional about your time every single week. Our family just does a schedule and we're like, okay, this is what's going on. I literally highlight out everything. They know when I have calls, they know when I, you know, need to work my business, and then it's family time. So it's just, you can shut the door on one thing and then be fully present with them on something else. I remember not being present with them because I was worried about XYZ, paying the bills, or, you know, what about this, or fully engulfed in just having a terrible mindset about something. So I wasn't as present as I wanted to be with them. And now this opportunity gives me that ability too. So yeah, there's just so many different facets that it's been so beneficial.
Yeah. 100% completely agree. So we have a couple slides for you guys. We're just going to roll through a few of them quickly. But for all of my visual learners here, I feel like these will be good to share, and they're kind of fun. And if you're on and you're like, okay, I like this, we can actually send it to you. So, oh, well, let me do it. Okay. So I thought I would just share like this screen. It shows a little bit about who we are, what we offer. I feel like most people know Beachbody because of, like I mentioned before, like the P90X, Insanity, Turbo Fire, 21 Day Fix. But not only do we have like at-home fitness, which with everything from like boxing to bar, but like we said, Shakeology, we have a performance line that's actually endorsed by Ironman or used by Ironman. We have like beach bars. Kathy, jump in if I'm missing. I know I'm missing things. I've had half this class now.
Collagen, all the boosts,
Yes.
that kind of stuff. I say that because I just made some really yummy little treats and I put the collagen in them, so I'm excited to try.
I know. I feel like I see everyone like baking during this quarantine time, and I'm like, okay, I might make some like no bake Shakeology balls tomorrow. Like that's all I've got. I'm not a big baker.
Those are good. Those are a good staple for everybody.
And I feel like in this time where you're thinking about like you want to be healthy and take care of yourself, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna still make those. Sounds good. But this just kind of gives you an idea of our entire line, like I said, of at-home fitness, but also supplements, products. If you're interested in specific things, definitely chat with your coach. But all things that can be shipped right to your door. And I know for me right now, that feels like very comforting that like I have food coming to my door and I don't have to go like fight at the grocery store to get what I need. So it's kind of nice to get some things just delivered. And then we briefly talked about this a little bit. Social media is how I've literally built 99% of my business. I'm a total introvert. I like to stay at home. In fact, the whole reason I signed up is because I thought it sounded amazing to build a business behind a computer. I am not even kidding. So the fact that I'm here, that I host calls like this now all the time is kind of funny to me, because if you would have told me this 9 years ago, I probably wouldn't have signed up. But like I said, I had 150 Facebook friends when I started and 0 Instagram. We have training and all of the basics to kind of help you get going. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to you have to be willing to share. That's honestly the first question I ask anyone is, are you willing to share your journey on social media? Because if you follow me, if you follow Kathy on Instagram, on stories, on Facebook, we're out there sharing our journey every single day, taking people with us while we work out, while we make our shake, have lunch, kid stuff, mom stuff, like just part of, like, I think that's what's so powerful about social media now is you're able to let people kind of into your life. So if you're willing to share that, you'll do great at this. You can learn the rest, like how to get followers and all that stuff. If you're willing to just be like authentically you got this. I see a chat.
It was me.
Okay, good. So we chatted about this a bit, right? The challenge group piece, the virtual boot camp piece, and how we support our customers. This kind of just gives you a brief overview, but it's really kind of fun to be able to help others, because I've found that in helping others, I'm definitely helping myself. Just kind of leading the pack, so to say. And then, I mean, like I said, your coach can send you this if you're interested in more, but this just kind of details like you don't need to create the fitness program or the nutrition program. We have all those tools and resources for you to be able to use for your customers, that we don't have inventory. You're not shipping your own product, that there's no minimums, like no crazy things to get started. I think Kathy mentioned it, right? That it's $40. It's $39.95 to become a coach, which is crazy to me, because that's what I paid and signed up. Like, that was it back in the day. I paid $39 and became a coach. So it's just nuts. And then like I said, I never treated it like it was a $39 investment, because I knew there were coaches out there making six-figure income. So that's how I treated the business. Like, once I knew what I wanted out of this, that's how I treated the business. And I mean, we should all be in Punta Cana this week, and we're not. Our trip got canceled because of the virus. It sucks. But I think one day this week I'm gonna just crank up my heat and like celebrate anyway.
Yes, I agree. Coconut drink, something like that.
I know. Caitlin, are you gonna do that? She was supposed to go. I can't see who else is on. I think a bunch of us were planning to.
Yeah, we're actually having a call on Wednesday night.
Uh,
We're having a beach call.
Yay!
Just for fun, with drinks in our hats, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to get my bikini out. We'll see.
I would have to majorly dial up the heat.
Yeah,
or have two drinks.
With my bathrobe on over it.
So anyway, this details more in how we earn. We earn retail commissions for everything that we sell, from BOD memberships to challenge packs to nutritional supplements and kind of everything in between. So definitely from the customer side, and also from the residual income side, which is the benefits of building a team. And that was something I literally had zero experience with. I knew nothing about this when I got started. But like I said, I really just started to realize a lot of other moms were looking for health and fitness, or something that they could do from home alongside of their current job, or a second income stream, or a side hustle, or some fun mommy money, or whatever it was. And that's really how I started building my team, was just like talking about and sharing that. And as women had results and were like, okay, I'm like interested in this coaching thing that you're doing, I helped them get started. And as they had customers that came in and got started, and they began to build their own client base and their own team, that created team volume. And that is the short of how we get paid on the team structure. So this just gives you a little bit about that. But having a secondary income, especially now, with everything that kind of feels crazy going on out there, has felt just really, I don't know, for me, I said it the other day, it just feels like a little sense of peace that there's like another paycheck coming in right now. So that's nice. And then bonuses, we do get bonuses too, which is kind of nice. Fast start bonuses for every time you enroll 5 coaches within a 4-week period. Team cycle bonus, matching bonus, and then there's also a quarterly bonus once you hit certain ranks. So a lot of other ways to begin to like grow that paycheck. And I remember in the beginning when I started to get like hit those little marks of like a fast start bonus or a matching bonus, it was kind kind of exciting to like see my paycheck bump up. And we do get paid every Thursday, which, like I said, for me, my goal when I started was to earn $100 a week. That $400 a month, I had really big plans for my family, and just seeing it come in every Thursday, even if it was like $72 or $86 or $27, like it definitely added up over time. And like I said, my husband always got paid at the end of the month. So for us, it was just like all this little extra that could come in felt just so good, like to be able to kind of pad our account. And then this is just all income disclaimers aside, right? Like you get what you work for. Most of these have taken, like you can see, years to build, but there is amazing potential to create an awesome business from home, helping others with their health and fitness. And then pick your path. This is obviously, you can make coaching what you want it to be, right? Discount coach, a hobby coach, a business builder. And honestly, when I came in, I would have probably told you I was a discount coach because I was scared. And then maybe I was like a hobby coach, just kind of screwing around, seeing if I could make some money at this. And it took me a little bit for it to all click and be like, okay, I'm all in. I want to really make this a business that I could do from home and be home with my babies. I don't know, Kathy, what did you start as? Like discount, hobby?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere between discount and hobby, because again, like as you said that, the one thing that popped into my head is fear. And I think everybody has fear.
Yeah.
Because something uncomfortable. It's something out of the norm.
Right?
It's new. And it really, when it comes down to it, it's working on yourself, which we're always like apprehensive about, right?
Yeah.
And I think just as you progress on your own journey, I think you just kind of move. Like for me anyway, I moved from like that discount hobby coach to hobby coach to where I'm like, if it works, fine. If it doesn't, fine. But I was the one that needed to work, not it, right? Like it was me.
Yeah.
So then now I'm more between like, I'm all in, even though I still work full time, I'm all in. Like, so I think that, you can pick your path, but just know that path always has the ability to change when you change, or when you see the potential. And that just comes from having belief, because success leaves clues. Look, the screen before, seeing all that income progression for people just demonstrates to you what's possible. And I think when that started to click for me, and it wasn't so out of reach for me to be like, oh, I can't do that, I'm not them. Well, I sure can. I'm still me. But what does that look like for me? So yeah, continuing to move on that scale to the business builder.
All right. And then, I guess I don't need to really share this. And like I said, if you want a copy of this, your coach will gladly get it to you. But basically it says, if you're ready to get started, we'll help you get signed up with the products, what fits, what you need. If you already have the streaming workouts at home, or you're already loving Shakeology or Performance Line, you can pick what works for you and get enrolled as a coach and begin helping people immediately. Like literally you get immediate access to your own coach online office. There's personal development back there. You can check on customer orders. You can go through training. Like it's kind of all at your fingertips. And I remember like I signed up and I was like, okay, congratulations. You're a Team Beachbody coach. Here's your mobile office and here's your business. And I was like, oh boy, it's official now. Here I am, an online business owner. But it's really, I don't take myself too seriously. I think, and I honestly feel like in this industry, that's a good thing. Because at the end of the day, you're going to mess up. You're going to have some fails. You're going to screw up. But I'm human, and I hope that comes across in everything I share, even on social media. I try and be really authentic, and I have bedhead some days, and it's all good, because at the end of the day, we are like real moms, wives, like we're just showing up, doing our best, living our most authentic self. And I consistently have people tell me like, thank you for just being real. Like, thank you for just having a bad day or just showing up despite everything else going on. And people appreciate that. They're not looking for some Instagram model to like give them, you know, something perfect. I think most people are looking for real, right? Just someone to give it to like them real. So if you're willing to do that, you can rock this. Anything we missed? Did we miss anything? I hope not.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, if we did, go ask your coach. Follow up. If you're watching the recording or you caught this live, definitely go chat with your coach. If you have questions, you're curious, something we didn't hit on, go chat with them. I would say, like, just find out if this is right for you. I can't imagine if I hadn't done my due diligence 9 years ago to figure out if this was right for me, because I wouldn't be sitting here today. Having worked from home the past several years. So go find out if this is a good fit for you. If you're into health and fitness or you want to be, you're up for inspiring others. But right now we have a really amazing opportunity as coaches to serve others from home with health and fitness. And I feel like that is just, it so aligns with like my passion and purpose and why I'm here and why I started. So thank you guys for being on tonight. Cheers.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.